Have you ever experienced rejection in your life? You don't know rejection until you've been put on alpha male probation. This happened to me recently just for doing this.
Need some more beads for my Carolina rigs, and JoaAnn Fabrics is the best place to get those, cheap.
Steve Sharon of the Adventure Outdoors channel saw this video of me going into JoaAnn's to buy Carolina rig beads and immediately put me on alpha male probation. And who's Steve Sharon? Well, he's one of the leading alpha males in North Carolina, as you can see here.
Nothing screams alpha male more than a cigar, beer, meat stick, and just a taint of BO.
When he notified me that I was on probation, I just blew it off. I said, who the hell is this Steve Sharon guy? And who is he to control who is on alpha male probation or not? Well, I found out pretty quick. I was scheduled to give the presentation at my fly fishing club that evening, and when I went there, this is what happened.
You're on probation.
You need to leave right now.
There's the door.
But I bought the gin!
You're not going to believe this. Steve Sharon put me on alpha male probation, and my fly fishing club kicked me out last night. Do we have a safe space around here someplace?
What are you, a millennial?
Maybe I need a mental health day.
Just man up, snowflake.
Since the word was out in North Carolina, I headed up to visit my son in Maryland and lay low for a while.
Hey, you're not welcome here.
I want to see my grandbabies.
Mom, you're okay. Dad, you're on alpha male probation. You gotta leave.
Come back and see me in a few days.
It's a 7-hour drive.
See ya.
Who would have thought they knew about alpha male probation all the way up here in Maryland? Now I've got a 7-hour drive home. This sucks. I decided not to give up and drive home, but came back and made my plea. Please forgive me. I won't do it again.
Okay, you can come in, but you may not be welcomed by everybody.
I went over to hug my granddaughter, and I got this.
Alpha male probation.
And she ran away, screaming in horror. Clearly, the word was out in the States about my status, so I decided to try and escape it and go to a different country and lay low. Taking a cruise should have been what the doctor ordered. My wife and I have been saving up for a while to go on this cruise, and even though I'm on alpha male probation, she decided to let me come with her and instead of letting her sister take my spot. So the first thing you do when you get on a cruise ship is they make you go through a lifeboat drill. When you get to your muster station is they check you off on a list, and they found a problem next to my name. Apparently, the fact that I'm on alpha male probation has made it to the cruise ship, and they told me that I had to turn in my life vest and go to a different muster station. Instead of being allowed to get into one of these nice big lifeboats with everybody else, my muster station is right here. And to make it worse, multiple alpha male probatees have been assigned this same station. And the deal is that only one of us would ever get to use this. And you got to fight off the other guys to prove that you deserve to have this life preserver. So I went up on the top deck to check out the competition. And I think I can take out these guys, and definitely this guy. But this guy I may have some trouble with. So I went over to the bar to think about this, and then, out of the blue, the bouncer shows up.
Hey, you can't be here. You're on alpha male probation.
What do you mean I can't have a drink?
Well, if you're going to be here, the only thing you can have is a drink with an umbrella.
But I don't want a drink that has a little umbrella in it. I want a real drink.
Otherwise, get out of here and leave.
The next stop on the cruise was to go visit some Mayan ruins, and I was very interested to find out how they dealt with the alpha male problem.
Here at the Chichoban Mayan ruins, up there is the top of one of the temples, and I need to track down one of the archaeologists to find out what were the criteria for selecting the poor souls who got to be sacrificed at the top.
I finally tracked an expert down, but he clearly did not want to talk about the alpha male issue. But eventually he relented and gave us a pretty good overview. I've got to be quiet here since he's talking about alpha males, and you can see from his arm movements he's really emphasizing how important the alpha male ethic was in the Mayan culture. He's showing us the entrance to the ancient Mayan shopping mall right here. They'd go through this entrance, and he said that they'd even discovered an old Juanita fabrics down to the right. But alpha males were prevented from going in there, even if they needed beads for their Carolina rigs. He's pointing to where it used to be right now. There was no probation, and sometimes they would even hang the alpha male violators right here from this tree. I was pretty suspicious of all this, so I demanded some proof, and he took us over to look at this glyph here that has carvings that explained how the alpha male ethic was enforced. And for the worst violators, they would walk them up to the top of one of the temples and just cut their hearts out. No probation at all. And even to this day, if a Mayan discovers someone who has violated the alpha male ethic, they may or may not allow for a probationary status. After I heard that, I knew that I had to get the hell out of Dodge before the Mayans tracked me down. But then, out of nowhere, they got me.
Probation!
Yep. By now, I knew everyone in Mexico was onto me and my status. And if I was to get out to see anything else, I had to get by all these federales and checkpoints. But this guy didn't look too alert, and I had an idea. I decided that the only way to get in country is to disguise myself like one of the locals. I think with this, I'll be able to get through the federales at the gate. My dad is the ultimate alpha male, and I confided in my brother my plan to appeal to him to get me off probation.
Dave, I'm going to go over to Dad's house and see if he can get me off this alpha male probation that is just ruining my life.
You're in a heap of trouble now, boy. Go get him.
But I'm your brother! I've got to get off this alpha male probation status. I've been hounded from state to state, from country to country. My life is being destroyed. And so I scratched my head thinking, how can I get out of this? And it occurred to me that if I find an alpha male that's more alpha than Steve Sharon and get a reprieve from that individual, then I'm home free. And that's why I'm here today. I'm at my dad's house, and here's why he is the ultimate alpha male. Dad spent 32 years in the Army, fought in the infantry in Korea and Vietnam, and received 7 different awards for valor in combat, including the Distinguished Service Cross. You all may know him from the movie We Were Soldiers. Mel Gibson portrayed my dad in that movie. And if you want to know what a real warrior sounds like, here it is.
Now, what else do you hope to accomplish?
We hope to clean out this entire valley, get the VCs out of here, and let the people come back and live a normal life.
You think you may still run across the enemy's main force that was in here?
We hope so. We'd like to kill him, many of them as we can.
Hey, what are you doing here?
What the hell going on?
You're on alpha male probation.
I'm here to ask Dad to get me off probation.
Let me check. Stay. Stay. Dad agrees with Steve Sharon. You stay on alpha male probation.
No! How How can I live with myself? Alpha male probation. We need a petition. If you believe that I deserve to be off probation, throw a comment down below, and I'll point that Steve Sharon guy at him and plead for him to revoke the probationary status. I don't know if I can survive on probation any longer. Help!